Hey, this is Joy. Welcome back to another Whimsy Stamps video. Today I'm taking it back to basics with an easy background and heat embossing techniques, perfect for any beginner. And we're going to make a patriotic card celebrating Independence Day here in the United States. I started out by using Canson XL watercolor paper and a dye ink spray. In this video I'm using two different brands, so this just shows that you can intermix your companies, so feel free to use whatever is in your stash. I use the tubing end instead of the nozzle so I get a more concentrated portion down, and then using my distress sprayer I then water it down. And with that, because this is watercolor paper and I'm defying gravity by tipping it, I washed it out. So then I decided to put the nozzle back on the bottle and I started spraying, and then I let gravity work. So in between each layer, I bring in my heat gun to dry it. That way we preserve some of the color and textures. And I repeat this several times until I am happy with the coverage that I get. There is no rhyme or reason. You just have to do what makes you happy. Here I am using Chipped Sapphire by Tim Holtz. And I used the tubing again, and then I guess I didn't learn my lesson. I used my distress sprayer and I washed it out. Then I went back to spraying it. So, as you know, if you use a red and a blue, you're going to make purple. So I tried to keep a white space in between the two. And in my thought process, I was going to have a red, white, and blue background. But we are celebrating the U.S. independence. And I felt like at the end it was kind of looking like the French flag. So then I kind of closed my gap in the white. Again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. It was just my preference. Here you're going to see that I am drying this again with my heat gun just to preserve the colors. And then I sprayed a couple more times off camera until I got the saturation that I wanted. And this is kind of what the panel looks like. Now I want you to be aware that I started out with a 4.5 by 6 panel, so I will be cutting this down. So let's talk about this Military Heroes set. It comes with the flag, the different elements of the flag. It comes with a soldier, it comes with footprints, it comes with many sentiments. I just love this. So the key to heat embossing, especially when you've already used watercolor, is you have to dry your panel absolutely solid. And I even tested by dumping some powder onto my panel first to see what's going to stick. But after I stamped down the stripes of the flag, you're going to see that it's still stuck to that thicker area of the blue ink. So I used a paintbrush to wipe off the excess powder, so that way I wasn't going to have all those stray marks. So that is a key tip that you need to take away, that before you melt anything, you need to get the stray bits. Now I am lining up the star portion of the flag. I like that these come in separate pieces so you can kind of mix and match as you see fit. And I want to remind you that all the Whimsy products will be listed in the description box below. And I did treat that with my anti-static powder tool before heating, and I really like this. Now I am coming in with the soldier, and I used Versified Clear Nocturne ink, and I stamped him down in obviously the black, and then I am using clear embossing powder, and that's just because I wanted a really crisp image. And again, this is key to heat embossing. You always need to pre-treat with an anti-static powder tool. Here I am coming in with the sentiment. With sentiments, I use a fine detail embossing powder. Any name brand will work for you. And when you put that down, put the lid of the Misty down, you just want to put very light pressure down, because the more pressure you use, the stamp can squish, and then you're not going to be able to read it. So keep that in mind. I just love how this turned out. I love the sentiment. The reason I made this more of a soldier-based card was I actually looked up the story of when Francis Scott Key came up with the national anthem. And you'd be very surprised why our flag was still standing. So I absolutely recommend that you look that up if you don't know the story. But basically, I agree with this sentiment. Let's all honor these folks by being the best American that we can be, the best person that we can be. I finish off the card with some Navy confettis from my stash, and I'm just putting those down in increments of 3 just to keep the eye moving across the panel. So I think this turned out nice. I made this quick and easy. I have already, in fact, started celebrating Independence Day. I've got a nice sunburn going on, and I am going to participate in a couple different firework things. So absolutely go out and enjoy your holiday with your friends and family. And until next time, keep crafting. We here at Whimsy value you and love hanging out with you. Bye-bye. Take care.